Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
When doctors decide to sacrifice a fetus to save the mother's life, do they do this out of hatred for the fetus or out of pure cruelty toward it? Absolutely not. The father is ready to sacrifice his own life for his child. But there is an absolute human, medical, and logical rule called the order of priorities at the time of conflict. This is exactly what Islam did in engineering human relationships. Islam did not come to dismantle the family, nor did it cut the bonds of blood, motherhood, and fatherhood, as some well-intentioned people think. It kept them completely intact, but it established a powerful, strict order of priorities when they conflict.
Welcome back. The idea of cutting and destroying old bonds is an inaccurate expression that we sometimes use out of good intentions. Islam did not dismantle them. Rather, it did two specific things.
First, it placed them later in priority, right after faith. So, if a family bond conflicts with the bond of faith and religion, the family bond is immediately put aside. Second, it changed its meaning and application. What does this mean? It means your father remains your father, your mother remains your mother, and your brother and relative remain as they are. But the requirement of this relationship in Islam becomes righteousness, good treatment, keeping family ties, justice and fairness. Allah says in a precise verse,
لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم.
Allah does not forbid you from those who do not fight you because of religion and do not expel you from your homes, from being righteous toward them and acting justly toward them.
But does being a relative mean supporting them in falsehood and no matter what? No. Ultimate loyalty belongs to Allah, His Messenger, and the believers. It is not a matter of blind tribal fanaticism. So, your father remains your father, and your brother remains your brother, even if they reject faith. But you must know two things: the order of priorities and the true meaning of this bond.
Some might ask, do you see cruelty in this placement? In reality, it is not cruel at all. In our normal daily lives, we arrange relationships exactly like this. We use a natural, instinctual human reality in our popular proverbs and say,
أنا وأخويا على ابن عمي وأنا وابن عمي على الغريب.
Me and my brother against my cousin, and me and my cousin against the stranger. Reflect on this proverb. When my cousin is in a fight and my brother is not there, I say, "This is my cousin, and I will stand by him with my life." But if the fight happens between my brother and my cousin, I will step back from my cousin and stand with my brother. Therefore, humans naturally arrange relationships as priorities.
Another definitive example. God forbid, if you saw your brother hitting your father or mother inside your house, would you stand neutral and say, "This is my brother and my blood, no matter what"?
Of course not. You would immediately prioritize the right of your father and mother over your brother, and you might strike him, expel him, and confront him with absolute firmness to defend the higher, primary bond.
Once you recognize and understand this, you will know why Islam gave absolute supremacy and ultimate priority
to religion, to faith, and to the Lord of the worlds. But what is the magnitude of this divine right? What is the terrifying complaint that the Lord of the worlds made against his creation in Sahih al-Bukhari? And how do nations, nationalities, and social bonds end up in a tragic scattering if they are not governed by the command of Allah?
This is what we will conclude our series with. Stay tuned.